Welcome back to LDB Games. I'm Lord Darth Balls, and this is another Raid Shadow Legends video. And this video is going to be the first part in a multi-part series that I'm going to be coming out with over the next couple of weeks. You'll notice I'm here on Morgana the Phase account, and I am doing multiple takeovers for this account. So I was given access to this last night, and the first thing I did was I took a look around. I wanted to see where we were at. I had done a takeover on this in the past before I started my YouTube channel. So she's farming Dragon 20 pretty well. She's farming Spider 17 right now. She's got a pretty good team for it. So this is definitely an area for improvement. And that's what this video is going to be about today, is getting through Spider 18, 19, and 20. You'll notice she's at 19 for Fire Knight. So that is going to be a future video as well. She is farming 20 on Ice Golem, albeit it's pretty slow. So maybe I'll do a video on that as well, getting that run faster. And then she didn't hit a key yesterday when I filmed this. But I do have a screenshot of her 2-key Nightmare team. That'll be another video that I do in the future in this series. And so you can see her team right there. So she's got some pretty good champions. In the past, the limitation that I had when doing a takeover was gear. It's proof of concept that, you know, you can have all the champions in the world and you can see what she's got here, but if you don't have good enough gear, you won't be able to get through some tough content. So you'll notice she's got some really good champions, right? She's got Septimus. If we're looking at Spider, right, we're doing Spider today. So we've got Septimus here, Big Guns over here, big AoE hitter. Sneak preview, I end up using Geomancer. I dropped Deacon in a little bit, and you guys are going to see, because I had to play around quite a bit, because Spider 17 is Void Affinity. So it's actually pretty simple. Right, and the same team that can beat Spider 17 has the ability to beat Spider 20, but 18 and 19, because of the affinity, the team doesn't work. And I'll go over that team in a second. Right, so she's got Brogni here, which is legit. You saw him in the Clan Boss team. We've got Tyrell, we've got Skull Crusher, we've got Valk. There's actually 2 Valks and 2 Brognis, which is wild. There's a Kymar sitting here, and I love playing around with Kymar. I really want one on my account. And then there is oh, the video's a little glitchy. Hang on. There's a champion hiding here. You get Paragon. And I'm going to do some fun stuff with him in this video as well. There's Fane here, who is a great champion to set it up. Yeah. Outside of that, she's got a Seer hiding down here. That's new. That's huge. That's going to be in the Fire Knight video, obviously, and probably an improvement in a couple other dungeons as well. So the first thing I did was set out to building Paragon. So let me show you the team that she's using. So that 30 some odd second team is this team right here. It's got Royal Guard, Cold Heart, Septimus, Fane, and Kymar. And the way, I didn't realize it at first, but the way that it's built is with Kymar running the slowest. So it opens with Fane, heads into the 3 enemy max HP champions, and then Kymar hits a reset, and as the Spiderlings start to attack, the remaining 3 max HP champions unleash their big hits and take the spider down. Now the spiders on 17 go for Fane first. When you get into 18 and 19, they do not, which means you do not have enough power to take down the spider fast enough before the lings get you. So let's move on, because the first thing I decided to do was build Paragon. And you'll notice here, after I built him, right, the only thing that matters for him is speed. I did build him with a little bit of accuracy, because he has a couple debuffs in his kit. But you'll notice I got to him about 187 speed. And that is good enough to... He has to be fast enough to stay with the Spiderlings. So I tried a couple times, and now I had to... It took a few defeats because I had to figure out the stun target. The stun target's not the stun target. That's clan boss. The spiderling's target. I didn't want to like go in and fiddle with every champion in the build. So I had to be careful of where I put Paragon's unkillable. So the team that ended up working is this one, I believe. Right? So we come in, and it's actually a combination of Paragon and Geo's passive that wins this. It really took me a little off guard, right? So I think I may have changed it because I took out Fane for Tyrell because we got magic affinity. So Fane runs the risk of landing a weak hit, and I've got Geo in here for the weaken and the HP burn. Now the HP burn isn't for the reflect damage from the spider. It's for the reflect damage from the spiderlings. So watch this. Every time a spiderling hits me, he takes a chunk of damage, and it depends. It's either a big hit or a little hit, depending on how well the spider hits me, I think. I didn't really take too close of a look at it. So then Septimus comes in with his big hit. Hopefully it's not a weak one. Okay, beautiful. Not a weak hit. We get some turn meter reduction from Tyrell, his incredible A3. Now, we lose Paragon, but that's okay, right? Because we're still chunking damage from Geo's passive because that HP burns out. So, can we get back around to Septimus? Now, Septimus, his A1, if he kills somebody, he gets another turn and it resets the cooldown of his big ability. So I hit a spider, reduced his cooldown, and then used his big ability, and it weak hit. It is what it is, right? If it didn't weak hit, this would have been a much faster run. But the beautiful thing about 18 and 19 in the Spider's Dungeon, Spider's Lair, Spider's Den, is you only have to beat it once. Because 20 is the ideal farm level when you are this level of an account. Now, thankfully, Geomancer's still alive here because every Spiderling that comes in, we're still taking damage up here, right? You can see that was a big hit, right? Another big hit, another big hit. And now I didn't think this was going to win, but between the reflect damage from Geo's passive, see, that was a weak hit. There's a big hit. There's a weak hit, right? The spider never gets their turn. Well, actually, I think the spider does get their turn, but it's actually the passive that takes the spider down, which was kind of cool, right? That one didn't do it, but that one did. And Geo is sitting right on the edge of death there. So that was a lot of fun, right? It took me a handful of tries on that one with the unkillable target, the spiderlings. So stage 19, because of the affinity, I decided to rearrange things a little bit, right? So I brought Chimer back in, and I kept Geomancer, but I took out Royal Guard, because Royal Guard runs the risk of a weak hit. Now, I had that with Septimus. Thankfully, it didn't, it didn't have too big of an impact, that weak hit. But then instead of Tyrell, I didn't bring Fane in. I brought in Deacon because with the speeds, so I had changed Chimer's speed around. I brought Chimer up to 221. And so he was going first, right, to try to sleep all the lings and then do the reset afterwards. He was dying before we got to the reset. And I couldn't get it to work with the Paragon cheese. So I wanted Deacon in here to push the turn meter of the Spiderlings back and push the turn meter forward on my team so that they were able to keep up and come back around to Chimer's reset and allow them to do what they do best, right? So here comes Deacon in first, right? He pushes everyone's turn meter back. He's got a little resist over there. Pushes mine forward and then comes in with an AoE decreased defense, right? We've got Chimer comes in and sleeps everybody, almost everybody. We've got big hit from Septimus. Let's get the weaken the HP burn out from Geo. Let's get a big hit from Coldheart. Now, because of the sleep, all the Spiderlings, except for, I think, 2, are going to miss their turn. Now, I didn't want to wake him up with his A1, so I A2'd on Geomancer to keep the spiderlings that were asleep. And then I want to get the leech out there just in case with Deacon. I do the reset. We've got Septimus's big hit. We've got Cold Heart's big hit. And now we're close, right? And you'll notice Geo's passive starts kicking in. But it's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be enough to win this fight alone. So I wanted to get back to Septimus's A2, right? And as a reminder, if you kill a spiderling, or if you kill an enemy, it resets the cooldown of his ability and gives him another turn. So he doesn't have enough damage to take him out there, but between Cold Heart's A2, right, the A1 that Septimus did here, a little A1 from Deacon, and an A1 from Geo, I've gotten his health low enough. It's okay that Cold Heart goes down, right? Geo is now taking the hits, which is unfortunate because if he dies, I lose that passive reflect. But Royal Guard comes in, takes out a spiderling, comes in with his big hit, and we are like right there. So at this point, I'm like, can I do it? Do you think I can do it? I go in again with the AoE, and the spider actually gets her turn this time around, and she's got an HP burn and a poison on, and that takes her down, right? So you can see the bulk of the damage is Septimus, obviously. So 18 done, 19 done, on to 20. Now, I know her team that I built for 20 is good enough, or that I built for 17 is good enough for 20. Now that I've changed Keimer's speeds, right, so he's going first instead of last, to help mitigate some of the spiderlings, slow down their attacks, and reset everybody's abilities in time, right? And this ends up being a 100% completion, fully auto farm team. In terms of AIs, Keimer opens with his A1, Thane opens with her A3, and Royal Guard and Cold Heart just need to prioritize their big hits, right? Because their A1, their AIs don't use their big hits. So Thane comes in with a decreased defense and weaken. Septimus comes in with his 1.3 million hit. There's Cold Heart with her 900k. There's Royal Guard with 1.2k. Now the spiderlings start to attack, right? And the beauty of this is they go for Septimus. And Septimus has a blood shield accessory on. So his big hit gives him a nice fat shield protecting him from the spiderlings, while Keimer does the reset and the other two max HP champions do their thing. So real quick, let's go through the stats of each of the champions that I used. You'll see Septimus is here. He's got, couple sets here. He's got a speed set. He's got a perception set, couple broken. He's at 192 speed. He's near 100% crit rate, with 165% crit damage, 4200 attack. And here is the blood shield amulet that he uses to get that extra 5% of damage worth, the 5% shield worth of, to give him the shield, that's 5% of the damage that he does. So on his big hit, it is a fat shield. Royal Guard here in divine speed and crit damage with a broken set. He's running 183 speed, 2900 attack, crit capped with 179% crit damage. Cold Heart's here with just a speed set and some broken gear. We've got 2800 attack, 184 speed, 80% crit rate, which you only need 70 with Cold Heart, 100% crit damage, so there's a lot, and 263 accuracy for the Terminator depletion. So there's a lot of room in these builds, right? These aren't crazy builds. Here's Keimer running 221 speed. He has enough accuracy, but the speed is really the only thing that matters because Royal Guard wakes up the sleeping spiderlings anyway. Here's Thane coming in with a decreased defense and weaken, running 206 speed with 219 accuracy. She's just there to do her job. Now I brought in Geo. Geo's running 189 speed with 218 accuracy. He's actually almost crit capped with about 100 crit damage. which is why his 8-2 did a nice little chunk in that one run. We brought in Tyrell at one of those, running 188 speed, 3,000 defense, crit capped with 112 crit damage, 244 accuracy. And then we brought in Deacon on one of them. You notice Deacon doesn't even have boots. But it's okay because he's at 180. Oh, you know what? I took his boots off for somebody else after the fact. He was about 220 speed, to 223, excuse me, to go just before Climber, so that he could get the turn meter push and the decreased defense out with enough accuracy to do the job. And then I repurposed his boots for someone else. And then the Paragon cheese coming in here, right? So I repurposed him as well, but you saw his speed in the video. He was running 187 speed when I was using him. So that's the Spider takeover. Like I said, it is a 100% consistent win rate, auto farm team, whatever you want to do. And Spider is one of the best dungeons to farm. Accessories are incredibly powerful, and it's also the best place to earn silver. You know, the accessories sell for the most. You get a nice chunk from the actual run itself, and it's a great way to just build up your silver reserves, because we all know silver goes very, very fast in this game. So I've been Lord Darth Balls. I'll catch you all in the next video. Enjoy your raid.